Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BM Chess Club, and this is the road to 2200. It's not going to be easy, but I hope you can follow along and potentially learn a thing or two from the games. Now, we have had probably, I would guess, estimating about 5 wins and 3 losses. So after starting at 2101, we're now 2117. And we're facing a Smith-Morra gambit. I recommend taking the pawn. If he plays this, just bring your knight out. I don't really recommend taking that. He'll push here. We're going to jump here. And it basically transformed into an Alapin, a Sicilian Alapin. But if you notice, if he were to take now, we could just gobble up a pawn. So he pushes, we jump over. He'll probably take now. And then the move you want to play is d6. And that's where things start getting a little bit trickier. There are a lot of lines. Let's mirror his knight. By the way, we're playing Ansori 22, the Indonesian opponent. He's a 21-28. And he goes h3, not allowing us to develop, which makes sense, I suppose. What I'm going to do is actually, I'm not going to develop to g4, but I am going to develop the bishop to f5. I have a couple sneaky ideas trying to aim. Okay, and he's like, no, you don't. Very fair. Very fair. I'm sorry I ever even brought it up. I think now is a decent time to take this pawn, though. And be careful just because this knight is slightly loose. Of course, it's protected as of now. But I'm going to take this opportunity to reinforce that. And maybe we castle to the king side after developing our bishop to c5 probably. But we'll see. I think we have officially survived the opening. These are a couple moves that come to mind to proceed into the middle game. But let's see what our opponent does, of course. And compared to the speed run going from 2000 to 2100, we've already noticed the jump in skill level. So I'm assuming he'll develop his knight here. I don't know exactly how I'll respond to that. Okay, and he actually develops his bishop to d3. Taking it seems like the most logical idea. We could also drop it back, but I'm going to take it. And now we could potentially aim here and just add a little bit of pressure on this pawn, which is what I'm going to do. Right here. I'm not really considering castling queenside. Oh, he lets us have it, although that seems very risky. Takes. He's gonna, well, he can't develop that. Do we just go crazy? We do need to be careful of checks though. So takes. He can't check us immediately because we would just draw back. So takes, and then a check. And not only would we not be able to block the check, we would also be losing a pawn anyway. Therefore, I don't think it's actually very smart to take the pawn. I think we need to get castled first. And to get castled, we need to develop our bishop. If we do this, he pushes us here. Then we drop back. He pushes more. We take. Same story, though. And he checks us. So, in a very, very sad way, I'm going to calmly develop my bishop to e7. I hope that reasoning made sense. Who's to say that's even the best move, though? All of that explanation could have been flawed. Okay, so now he develops his knight. Take and take, he protects. We could also just do this though. I think this makes sense. If he goes to b5, we just drop back here. If he does take it, we'll probably take back with the rook. So castling was delayed by an extra move, but that's okay. His pawn on e5 is still a little bit tender. He'll probably move the rook here right now, actually. I would assume he'll do this. Then we'll just castle, and we'll go from there. We could even consider h6 before castling. Okay, so we did already consider this move. We said we were going to drop back here, protect this pawn, keep our queen safe, obviously. And as a general trend, if you're 3 squares below a knight, you're in a pretty good position. Very good for bishops and queens, because you also take squares away. So now we kick him and he just kind of wasted a move, possibly. But we'll see. So luckily, despite taking a couple long thinks ourselves, we're still winning on time by about 30 seconds. Let's see what Ansori plays next. Okay. And he does move his rook over to e1. So I mentioned either going h6 or castling. h6 is actually pretty chill to me. We could also kick this first, but I don't want to do too many things before castling. Then again, this doesn't... There's also this, like, honestly, well, okay, let's just do this. No, actually, I do want to do this. I'm taking away the very valuable g5 square from 2 of his pieces. And I don't think our king is in any immediate danger. Okay, so he gets out of the way. So now let's just castle. I'm not going to overthink it. We're going to drop back here soon. Sorry, we're going to hit him on a6 very soon. Of course, the pawn is not takeable. We get that. But we'll take a look at the post-game review, and we'll see if it was the right idea to not capture the pawn. We'll see about that. If we beat Ansori today, we will jump up to 21-25, which is almost the year, except for plus 100 years, because we're in 2025, but okay. Now, if we did this and he jumped here, I would probably take it just to give him these 2 awkward pawns, and then maybe we'd start going after those pawns immediately. Although we could get his bishop now too. So keep in mind he's also hitting this. So I think if we kick him now, it's not like he can do it. This knight's the second protector. So what's wrong with, well, I was going to say he has this move, but I don't think that's a real issue. So let's kick his knight away. If he jumps back here, we can consider getting the, well, I guess there's no bishop pairs left. Do we want to just double, well, not double up his pawns, but isolate 2 pawns, 2 little pawn islands? Or do we want to get rid of his bishop? Oh, true. I didn't even realize that was a square. But what about this move? See, now this move looks quite juicy. We take the pawn. I am going to take the pawn now, once and for all. If he takes back and we take, I don't see any disgusting discoveries because we would just take the queen and then capture back. I don't see anything here. Yeah, okay, so he lets us escape. I was going to say, if he wanted to come here, we would just take it, obviously. So he comes over here. You know, this is an interesting move, I think. It gets out of the way. The only reason I don't like it is this response. There's also this move, which is quite interesting. I think that's a good idea, actually. Okay, so we're just going to get out of the way of the knight. So I mentioned being 1, 2, 3 squares below a knight as a very nice square, right? The green square. Also being 2 diagonals away from a knight is very strong. So what do you guys think about taking this bishop now and he captures here? We should also maybe try to own, like takes, and we try to own this. I think that's a good idea. Although this knight's pretty strong, but let's get rid of his bishop. And we do not want this access, by the way. So now I also see this connection, but of course, that's not available quite yet. So what we can do is say, hey, we want the file too. We're not just gonna let him have it. So let's slide over here. And the talking is going to slowly reduce as the time gets lower because I don't want to just be talking. The truth is when you're talking and making a video, you're doing an extra thing on top of playing the game. So it actually makes your play slightly worse. I know it's no excuse, but I don't want to talk my way out of a victory. Let's put it that way. So we know our queen is safe from any knight jumps because of that rule, the 2 diagonal rule. 1, 2. We know our queen is safe. There's no like threats on our knight, on our queen anytime soon from his knight. Okay, so he's obviously hitting this pawn. This is a move, but that doesn't do anything as far as I can see. Yeah, true. I guess I didn't realize how soft this pawn was. What we could do is take, he takes back, and then we come here. And we're protecting it. I think that's a decent idea. Because I do obviously want to keep that pawn. And the reason I traded rooks is so that now I can come here. Although he does have this. But then maybe we come here, and then we're threatening this. So we'll see. But the reason I traded rooks first is because if he still had 2 rooks, he could easily line up with our queen now and kick us away. So if he does this, is this our plan? Threatening a checkmate because the escape square would be covered with our bishop and we'd also be hitting the rook. If he lined up with us, we could still check and then we pick up the rook. Whoa. So he wants to make it a little bit easier possibly. What about this though? I feel like we get another pawn by trading and coming here. If he protects it with this, we add more. So yeah, that's another pawn if I'm not mistaken. Let's go grab it. Okay, true, he does get that, but we get this. Okay. Let's start pushing this then. Simple as that. We have protection here if need be. We're up 2 pawns. And we have a bishop, which is potentially more powerful than a knight. This runs into this. But then maybe we just push. If he does this, I'll probably just push. Or I could get behind it with this. That seems a little bit smarter. It's always good to... Oh, Alapin just now shows up after like 30 moves of the game in 20 minutes. But okay, that was the opening. Oh my god, why did I miss that? Although it's not the end of the world, because I can just do this. But yeah, he'll probably win this pawn, damn it. With that move, exactly. Okay, he'll do this. We're going to do this, and then we're going to try to lock in his knight. Maybe there's some tricks there. No, because he just has this. Damn. Can we win a endgame up one measly pawn? That's the real question. Yeah, he obviously had that. But I think we get at least this pawn now. By forking right there. This doesn't do anything. So we're back up 2 pawns. That's always nice. And now's the moment when the talking really slows down. Sorry, fellas. Two below. 3 below, actually. Sorry. We already saw this. Okay, let's come a little closer. Take away this square, I guess. Once again, being 2 below is golden. 3 below, I should say. I don't even need to worry about his knight in moments like that. Shit, watch out for this, though. Always watch out for knight checks. Knights are so annoying and tricky, you have to say. Stay on the outside. I think it's a little bit better. Time is very important here. Unfortunately, we don't. We could try to promote on this square. I guess that's the best idea. Just slowly making progress. I'm keeping an eye on the clock. There's no stalemate if he takes this, but it's also not a pawn I want to just give up. His king can move. Yeah, that would be a stalemate. That's tricky. Very, very tricky by him. Tricky stuff. All right. No. Yeah. We got him on time, but oh my goodness. Why am I so bad? Wasn't there a game like a couple days ago? It was very similar. Doesn't feel good, but we will take the win. But we got to be better in those end games. Look at that. Look at this, you guys. It was basically even that entire time. That's insane. Well, from there it was, I guess. All right, let's go back to the beginning. So we saw this Alapin, and yeah, come here and push there. This was the best move. That's good to know. Okay, everything was basically fine. Simply said. Okay, so yeah. Whoa, our reasoning paid off. So instead of this, yeah, the reason I didn't like it was because of this check. And it's like, not only do we lose the pawn back, but our king can't even, you know, find safety, so no. So I just did this move, which ended up being the best. I'm happy about that. Castles, that was good, I guess. Yeah, we got the pawn now. And with this +2, we really should have converted the win, but chess is not hard. Chess is hard, it's not easy. Yeah, and then luckily we had this little trick to get that pawn. I mean, it's a -4. Come on, we gotta be better. I feel like when I took to the outside, right here. Okay, I was thinking this was a better take now. Yeah, made it a little bit harder on myself. Just pushing here. Think about that. Just pushing here is a game-losing blunder. I like how they call this a mistake and not a blunder, even though it's completely game-swinging. Okay, anyway, game's back in our hands. Was this okay now? No, because he has this move all the time. And that's a stalemate. Actually, no, it's not. But this is. Obviously, don't take it. That's a stalemate. Oh, wait. So why is it... Why does it say it's still -6? He has no move. That's stalemate. The computer's confused. That's weird. This is a blunder. Yeah, maybe just now. Sorry, no. Not push now. Dude, look how hard this is to end. Like, the only winning move here is what? Let's go into the analysis. The F3. No. D8. This is the best move. Come on. Now we push. Still no. You cannot push. That's weird, though. How do you promote? Ah, because now I can't. Okay, well. We are going to play a blitz game. Due to Abhishek, he requested it. So we're going to probably add a blitz game at the end of our speedruns, especially longer games like that. So let's click play. And let's click a play online. And let's play a 3-minute game. My rating's quite low compared to where we last left off. But we're going to play a more serious game now. So let's play a 3-0 blitz game. English opening, and he hits us. Okay, let's kick him then. Okay, this is already some opening I've never heard of or seen. I don't really see the English too often. I think he'll play that, yeah. Try to get a big center. He'll probably play this, so. We get the center just in time. We're playing a Ukrainian opponent, AVN UBJJ. What's up, sir? See if we can go 2-0 on the day. We're 1-0 with a shaky victory. I'll take that. We have an isolated queen spawn, but okay. Protected 3 times, attack 3 times. We castle, we develop, we push, whatever. We'll see. Just want to prevent this. Once again, keeping our knights safe. Okay, well, that didn't pay off. But okay, we're going to have to give up that pawn probably. Alright, we're down a pawn. Simply said. That scared me, but I think we're fine. Let's come here. Yeah, you want to trade that, I guess, but I really don't. Maybe we come here. Develop. I could see him taking, honestly. Okay, never mind. This guy's kind of annoying. Okay, plays it. Okay, we're keeping an eye on the clock. That's all obviously a key in Blitz. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna have to develop there, which is sad. This guy's definitely outplaying us. There's no doubt about that. But maybe we can mess around with time a little bit and win on time. It's kind of my Blitz strategy if you didn't watch the last speedrun. Yeah, he's kind of forcing the trade now. That's okay. How bad am I at the game? If I win this one, that's magic. Wow, I'm getting absolutely destroyed. But that's okay. Game's still not over. He'll probably just double up, honestly. This guy is really sharp. We're going to lose this game, obviously, at this point. But hey, I deserved it. These are basically impossible to stop. I mean, why am I still playing? Yeah, we lost. Credit. All right, well, we're 1-1 at least. We deserved the loss. That was nothing but pure karma. And our road to 2200, more importantly, will continue tomorrow. So guys, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace out.